sit. So he sits and waits. You pat his chest, keep that leash loose, make sure you're not restraining him. Pat his chest and say, go to your mat, walk him over, say down. And then the little exercise begins. And sometimes he'll turn sideways, or he's adjusting himself. Good, but you put the little reward right in front, right between his legs or his feet. He needs to wait, until you actually, good, put it there and withdraw. Don't let him take the food out of your hand. Don't throw the food down. It's really, so much of this is about the delivery of the reward. You deliver it calmly. He waits calmly. No. Pull it back and say no if he tries to touch your hand. Good. See the way we're doing that? Because the whole point of this exercise is that if he gets up, you say no. And remember, BlueBear's only been here for 5 days. So this is brand new. Usually the program's 3 weeks, but this is where we've gotten in 5 days. And he can actually accept me walking around him. After doing this for a few weeks, the dog will do this anywhere. So practicing this on the mat, good, is a fast track to teaching a dog a down stay anywhere. Because once he's done this for a couple of weeks, then you start practicing it without the mat, and he'll do it anywhere. He'll understand. But you keep doing the mat because it's a great stabilizing exercise to do in your house especially, and practice what you work up to is like leaving the house, knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell, coming back. He's going to be on the mat. He's going to stay there, stay calm. Good. Most of the dogs are able to do that in 3 weeks. He definitely would be because he's a fast learner. So I'm just walking around and giving him treats. And he did make a mistake that one time. I said no. And see how I just gently but firmly put him back with my left foot like that, and then continue the exercise. The way to release him is he waits till you come back next to him, you pat your leg and say, okay, lead him off the mat, have him sit, and then pat his chest and say, go, and he's free. Always pick the mat up because this is not a doggy bed. This is whatever mat you choose to use, which could just be a bath mat or something like that, is only for training, only for this exercise. Doggy bed is a free time place. You can come and go as he pleases. That has nothing to do with training. This mat is for just this one purpose. That's why it's so powerful to use, because he goes to that mat after a while and he's immediately triggered to do that one behavior, and that one behavior gets really well learned very quickly because of the way we're using it. So make sure that you take him away and come pick it up, or make sure that you pick it up before he can run onto it, because he's going to want to hang out on this mat. He already loves this mat. For him, in his mind, this mat is where good stuff happens, and he gets treats and he has fun on it. So always pick it up, and he's only allowed to go on there when you do it the way we just filmed. He waits for your permission, and he goes on there with your permission. He comes off with your permission, exactly like we just did it. When I'm practicing with BlueBear the recall, I do it the same way every time. I have my leash on my left hand through the loop, so I can't possibly lose the leash. I use the right hand for the reward. See, closed hand, closed target like that, so that in an emergency, you just do this, and he doesn't know there's no food. He'll come to it every time. Come! I call him to come to me. See how I back away? He comes to me. Good. Right hand opens up, he gets the treat, left hand grabs the leash, and you have him. Make sure you do it that way every time. But whenever I practice, sit, go, I always make sure he's at least looking away from me. Come! Like that, he was distracted by something. Good. It's the same thing every time. You just get used to doing it the same way every time, and then in an emergency, crisis situation, sit. You just do it like second nature, because you practice when you practice with him, and you could just practice this for 2 minutes a day. Go. And it'd be automatic in a very short time. So one more time, left hand leash, reward here, this natural balance sausage, that's what we're using. Come, call him to come, you never repeat it. Back away, good. And all I did, kind of slowed down a little bit, I just did a little tap. You may not have barely even seen it. Little tap to have him keep coming my way. Backing away is really important when you're practicing, because when you back away, the dog is drawn to you. Standing still isn't half as good. So when you're practicing your recall command, always back away. It makes him rush to you. And then later on, because of the way you practiced, you can be standing with your back to a wall or something like that. You can't back away because it's an emergency, and he's going to come running to you because of the way you practiced. So that's how we've been practicing this, the come command. We're about to go in the house. We always say sit, and he sits, he waits. We step in through the doorway, we step back. Okay, we're gonna do it right now coming out as well. There's a couple of dogs in here, so you're gonna hear barking or something probably. So I'm gonna have him sit. The two dogs in here though are in crates. So I had him sit, I opened the door, he got a little excited because the dog started to bark at him. See how he popped up? You say no, and you reset him by doing this little circle with your body, just doing a do-over, like turn him away from his mistake, reset him. Don't say sit again. You want the first time you said it to hold for that. So if he pops up before you release him, you say no, and you reset him, put him back. All I did was pull up a little bit of tension on the leash, and he went back. And then I stepped out, stepped back next to him. Okay. Allow him to walk out with us. If this is you at a doorway, do a left turn again. Always turn left into him. And it's just little taps of the leash like this and left. If he's pulling you a little bit, just a little tap and release. This kind of stuff is going to make him pull and stress him out and make it worse. The difference is use your body, step into him, and tap. Tap. Just exactly like you see me doing. Sit, and out here, and I think you're in an apartment, so out here we have a yard, or wherever we've been letting him out. There's yards all over the place here, but you're going to be out on the street. It's time for him to be released and have a leisurely walk, pat his chest and say, go. Go. There you go. And he can have his walk. So that's the way you release him out of his sit.